everyone, in this review I'm going to update us on how we're organised as a church and how we're developing that. Every church has some structure to it, whether you like it or not, and that structure can either help a church grow or it can restrain and restrict and harm a church. So we really want to get this right. What we particularly want to get right is that there is a structure to our church which gives us accountability to what we do and as much wisdom to the decisions we make, and allows us to utilize all the gifts within us as a church. We believe that every church is a body. Our head is Jesus, and Ephesians 4 taught us that as we're connected to him and as he gives gifts to us, he enables the body to grow and build itself up in love as each part does its work. We each have a part to play. As the saying goes, there's no passengers on a lifeboat, and we want a structure to our church that enables us to utilize our gifts. So let me talk about the formal structures we have, and then I'll also update you on our finances and then share a short reflection on my role as pastor as well. So from before the church began, we have had a group of trustees who help steer the launch of the church and have the legal responsibility for us as a registered charity. That trustee body currently consists of Michael Borum, Chris Tomlinson from within our church, Brian Elphick and Steve James from without our church, our external trustees, and then myself ex officio. We have really valued having external trustees. These trustees who are not members of our church but have an interest and can support us. And we want to keep that going in the future. I think that's going to be helpful for ensuring there's an outside voice into our church's life, expertise, accountability, advice. So we're working towards a structure where there are two governing bodies. There will be trustees who oversee our legal responsibilities as a charity, oversee our finances, and advise. But the leadership of the church will be through a group of elders. We see in the Bible that was how early churches operated, and tribes of Israel as well. A group of leaders who took on pastoral and day-to-day leadership together. Inevitably, we've been in an early phase of the church's life where the only real elder of the church has been me. But as Paul instructed Titus to appoint elders in time, so we'd love to do that too in 2023. There's quite a few practical questions we've got to ask in how we set up an eldership, and I've asked Alan and Michael to help me in this process of forming and setting up this eldership. That doesn't mean that we will be the final elders, but I'm very grateful for them for being willing to explore this and help us develop this and for their wisdom and godliness. Please do pray for that process, that we'd be wise and bless the church through it. So we're going to have these two bodies, which will overlap at points, but what we're saying is that there will be the actual leaders of the church, but they'll be supported by the trustees who will be able to take some of the administration off their plate as well. We actually hope that by having two governing bodies like this, there will be a check and a balance against abuses and foolishness. So, alongside the trustees and the elders, we also have members. And if you consider us as your church, we'd love you to become a member. It's partly our way of agreeing together, our aims and values as a church, so we're all on the same page together and working well together. But it also gives everyone a voice, because members have a legal role in us as a church and as a charity. I think that's important. If we really are a body, we each have a role, a voice. So going forwards, we expect members' meetings to be an important place where we discuss big decisions together. I've chatted with a good number of you now about membership, and if you'd like to become a member before our first annual meeting, then please do talk to me soon or sign the form. My prayer is that these formal structures will just give us a foundation. That's all it will be, a foundation which will enable each of us to find our place and a role in serving the body and utilize our gifts for the glory of the kingdom. You might not think you have many gifts. I disagree, and so does God. So let's move on to finances. Peter has done a brilliant job in these past few months getting us set up with a bank account, payroll, and accounting software. Our 2023 budget will be available for the annual meeting, but we'll have a special meeting in April or May to present the final audited 2022 accounts. We're close to meeting our initial fundraising targets for our launch as a church. So we've got some reserves in the bank to put to use in the year ahead, for instance, in hiring further staff and renting buildings. So please pray for Peter and also for some potential help for him in that role. I'll mention more of that in the third video. Let me end on a final reflection on my role here. I've been quite conscious since arriving of being quite new to Warrington and relatively new to all of you, and relatively young as well. And it means sometimes I haven't known if I have been too decisive over what we're doing and where we're going, or too indecisive. And I've asked some of you, and you didn't seem to know either. What I do want to say is how grateful I am to be in a church with all of you, and for the encouragement and patience you've shown me and the whole family here as we've settled into life and this new role for me, for us. I feel really excited about the future. God has got us to a place where we know why we're here. We've got good work to be doing for the Lord. What privilege. And we are developing helpful structures, so we believe. And the important thing now is trusting God, that He is at work in us, that as we patiently work for His kingdom, He will use us for His glory. We give up our lives, we take up our crosses, and we leave the rest to Him. One more video to come, where we'll particularly look ahead to 2023. Thanks for watching.